the next 5 days, I'm going to be attempting Shopify dropshipping with a $0 budget. Absolutely no money. And this time, if I don't get at least 3 sales in 5 days, I'm going to be giving away $100. And the main point of me making this video is not to show you how amazing I am at dropshipping. Instead, is to give a realistic expectation if somebody like me, a complete beginner to dropshipping, can logistically run a dropshipping store and make money from it with a $0 budget. But now you really know what's going on, let's actually get into this challenge. So right, the first thing we need to do is think of a product. And first of all, I need to make a product in the makeup niche. Okay, so this may be considered cheating a little bit, but it's my challenge. I do whatever I want. But basically about a month ago, I went up and grew this Instagram makeup theme page to around about 2,000 followers. And because we need all the help we can possibly get, I'm gonna be using that to promote this product. How to find drop shipping products. Boom, I'm gonna watch a few of these videos and yeah, we'll move from there. That was a really good video, wow. There are a few things that he suggested. First of all was to go to this site called droppoint.site. In short, droppoint.site was a place where dropshipping ads were displayed. And the reason I was looking here for products was because people are only going to be running ads if it's making them money back. So I spent around 30 minutes looking around the site, seeing what I could find, and I ended up settling upon 2 products. An eyebrow trimmer and a blackhead remover. Now look, the main things I was looking for in a product were the following. Firstly, could I resell this for over 3 times what it costs to make? Secondly, is this product only found on your store? So for example, you couldn't go on Amazon and find a similar product. And thirdly, is the shipping time under 30 days? And if the answer was yes to all 3 of those questions, I'd note the product down. So I'm not gonna lie, the rest of day 1 kind of just turned to nothing. And I was procrastinating, doing nothing, playing games until around about 11 PM that day. Firstly, I finally settled upon the eyebrow trimmer to be the main product in our 1 product store. And next on the list was to find a domain name. I literally searched for hours. Surprisingly, this was a lot harder than I originally thought it was gonna be. But after spending nearly half an hour looking up synonyms to different words related to my niche, I finally settled upon the domain of whitecollarbeauty.com. And finally, to end the day, I found the Shopify dropshipping website creation tutorial that I was gonna be using the following day. And at that point, I called it a night. So to start off day 2, I woke up and decided to activate my 14-day Shopify free trial. And I spent 3 to 4 hours following this tutorial. It was crazy, man. I was doing my nutting by the end, but finally we got to the end of it. I did actually mention this earlier on in this video, but I was actually going to be creating a 1-product dropshipping store. And now the main reason for this is because if you're doing a multi-store where you've got a ton of products, you're going to be competing with the big dogs such as Amazon, eBay, and big sellers who just sell a load of stuff. But if you create a 1-product store, what you're essentially doing is you're telling the buyer that you're specialized in that one field. And although Amazon may sell it for cheaper with better shipping experience, your product is going to be more specialized and it's going to be better fit for the user. So I knew the only way to go forward was going to be to create a 1-product dropshipping store. For the logo, I went to canva.com and used some of their presets. My thought process of the logo is that I wanted it to look clean and professional, but I also wanted to have a little bit of personality. I'm going to slightly touch on the really gritty side of the creation of the dropshipping store, but in short, I found my products on AliExpress. I then imported them through the Aberlo app that you can find on Shopify, and then from there I was able to alter the price. For the reviews you later see in the dropshipping store, I used judge.me and then basically just followed the tutorial that they gave. And both of these apps were completely free, so my budget at this point is still intact. For the pricing, I decided to go with a price of $24.99, and I decided to charge nothing for shipping. The cost of producing the product was $7.50 for the actual product itself, and then $1.50 for the shipping. So for every sale I make, I'm going to be making $14 back. But with all things considered, the creation was pretty smooth sailing. I didn't run into any major roadblocks until we ran into the domain issue. Now on day 1, when I was originally looking for a domain, this was a slight concern of mine, but I just assumed that there was probably a workaround. But after doing some further research, I realized that you can't really do that. And then there was also the possibility of just going with the classic myshopify.url, which again was free, but to be honest, I think that would just kill all branding, would be an instant turn off to anybody clicking on the link. I think that would absolutely kill our conversion rate. I wasn't really left with an option but to unfortunately end the challenge there. That was until I introduced debt. I know what you're thinking, debt, that's cheating, it doesn't count anymore, but trust me, we're gonna be paying off this debt anyway, so it counts, it counts. But this domain ended up setting us back $9 for a whole year, which wasn't too bad. I could probably pay that off with one sale. So this leads me on to the closing hours of day 2, where I finish off the Shopify website without a shirt on. Sorry, ladies. Right, so here's how it looks. This is going to be the home page. Full details. It'll bring them to the product page. This is what it looks like. I did a pretty good job. We've got some reviews here, 3 pages in fact, and I'm pretty happy with this store. But now, this is where the challenge really starts to get hard, because we now have to figure out a way of promoting this product to thousands of people with a $0 budget. I was starting to doubt whether or not this was even possible. So I had 2 separate ideas. Firstly, I could reach out to people who run makeup related Instagram theme pages, and from there I could reach out to the creator regarding a possible collaboration where they post my ads and I offer them a split of profits. And although our profits have been decreased, we've got free advertising. And secondly, this is one of the most obvious ones, but I could just post the ads on my own Instagram theme page. As I've already mentioned, it's got a couple thousand followers, you know, it averages a couple hundred likes a post, free promotion. But regardless of which option I decide to go with, we still need an ad. I went on AliExpress, YouTube, Facebook, and free stock video websites, screen recorded tons of footage that is probably copyright, you gotta do what you gotta do. But funnily enough, whilst editing, I realized a huge mistake in my branding. And that was that the product name, I'm sorry, was absolutely crap. Painless eyebrow trimmer. What the f is that? So I decided to remarket the product to the Brow Trimmer 2.0. Now looking back on it, it's super cheesy. And I distinctly remember trying to make the ad look like it was something out of Apple with the cinematic swirling shots and like introducing this new tech. And while we're at it, I'll show you some segments of the actual ad I decided to use. And yeah, with this ad, we were ready for distribution. And finally, that's when we move on to day 3. Oh, but just before we do that, we need to re-edit the whole thing because I decided to make it in the wrong dimensions.
Sick. Just realised I f***ed up the dimensions. Oh, fuck. It's not amazing. Not going amazing.
So look, although the impressions were lower than expected, funnily enough, the conversion rate wasn't too bad, which at a very needed time added a spark of hope back into this challenge. 5 PM next day, we're gonna need to change some things up. So about 12 hours ago, I posted this ad on the theme page. It heavily underperformed, and I don't think that's due to the ad particularly. I think that's mainly just due to not posting in about over 20 days. So that sucks, and it kind of just affirms that this theme page is dead. Yeah, right now, what we gotta do is we gotta contact Instagram theme pages, and for the next 20 minutes, I mocked up a DM template that I'll be sending a ton of Instagram theme pages, trying to convince them to go along with the collaboration with a 50-50 split in profit. And as somebody that has personally run theme pages in the past, I knew I was gonna have to write down something special because I was getting people reaching out to me with similar offers and I would reject them all the time. You're always wary that either they're just not gonna pay you or they're gonna show you some fake statistics. So I decided the best way to go about doing something like this was to just be as authentic and upfront as I possibly could. And for the next hour, I sent literally hundreds of DMs to various Instagram makeup theme pages. I waited a few hours, but the responses we were getting back were mainly negative. People just saying they don't take collaborations and that they weren't interested. So I kept trying, DM'd more people, but it just generally seemed like people weren't interested, and we were kind of at a sticking point.
I've been DMing a few people about the 50-50 split, but a lot of them do not take commission and are just completely not interested. So that then let me down to post on my Instagram story on my personal page, just saying, look, hey, if anybody owns any makeup beauty pages and is willing to put a sponsorship up in exchange for work, then I could do so. And I had 2 people reach out to me in particular.
The first person reached out to me offering a promotion for free, and I remember sitting there like, wait, for real? I also did if he was sure several times, and he was like, yeah, I just want to help you, I like your videos. And it's just, I mean, that in itself shocked me. I'm like, oh my God. And the second person that reached out to me was Chris. Now, I understand a lot of you aren't going to be familiar with who this guy is, but on my following YouTube ad video, he basically reached out to me saying that he would offer me money to edit videos. So I've already established a good working relationship with this guy, and he reached out to me basically saying, I'll buy you shoutouts in exchange for video editing. After some negotiation, we finally agreed on $40 for a video, and being the nice guy he is, he decided to offer a payment up front. I accepted, and just like that, we have cleared our debt first of all, and we now have $30 in order to promote our page. He then proceeded to tell me that he'd be sending the footage tomorrow for me to edit. I agreed and said I could also get the edit done for tomorrow. And I can't lie, at the end of day 3, things were looking up. Day 2, I wasn't even sure if this challenge was going to be possible, and at the end of day 3, we're sitting pretty, we've got $30 to spend in ads. I was almost convinced we were going to be getting a sale relatively soon.
Hey, what's up? It's me, half naked again. Nah, we still got no sales.
And for thousands of views on the ads, we had under 100 sessions. So I then made the decision to alter the price down of the pen. Now, did I decrease it by maybe $2.50, maybe $5, so it'd just be $20? No. I decided to go down a full $10, and that comes all out of my profit. So now we have a $4 per sale budget, which hands down is probably the worst decision I made in this whole challenge. And I think if a product is at a low enough price, people kind of look at it and just don't trust it. They're just like, well, why is that so low then? For the remainder of day 4, I decided to get my marketing and my promotion in check. So I re-DM'd a ton of Instagram theme pages just asking them what their normal rates were and if I could post in the next 24 hours. But I found somebody who was originally offering $25 for a feed and story promotion. But I said, hey look, could you do $18 for just a feed post? They agreed, I got the money sent to them, and they said the post was scheduled for tomorrow. The second influencer we reached out to was offering originally $20 per post, but I negotiated him down to a price of $12. After hours of waiting, they finally agreed, and again, that was also scheduled for tomorrow. Now you may be wondering my thought process for picking these exact influencers, and in short, it was just because their engagement was good. But just as a point of reference, both of these guys were averaging around about 5 to 10k likes per post. And that's where we draw day 4 to a close and move on to the final day of this whole challenge, day 5. So the ads were both scheduled to drop at midday, and I was nervous. I was booking it because I knew these were going to be the defining factor whether or not I was going to be failing or completing this challenge. Because just to remind you, we've still got no sales and we need 3 sales to complete this challenge. 2 hours later and it's now midday. I'm sitting there on my phone, I'm literally booking it, really nervous, and I remember I went on my Shopify live view so I could see the real-time people clicking onto my page, and 10 minutes after the post, 1 person. 20 minutes after, nobody. And at first I was just like, oh, it's probably just a glitch, it's probably delayed, yada yada yada. The ads are performing fine. I come back a few hours later and I see that both of the ads on the pages were performing as expected. They were getting a high amount of views, they were getting a high amount of impressions, but people just weren't coming to my site. I still only had like 50 to 100 people actually click on my site in the last few hours. I'm feeling slightly disappointed. I decided to just go, okay, this is driving my nut in. I'm just gonna get off my phone, gonna get off my computer. I'll come back later tonight at 8 p.m. and see what the results are like. And I come back to nothing. A few hundred sessions and no conversions, no sales. Like a moment of clarity, like a moment of realization. I knew at that exact moment that I was gonna be getting no sales. And look, there's something I haven't been telling you. Throughout this whole experience, I was having major doubts about the product. As soon as I found it on Amazon, I was having suspicions that possibly this product was too popular, too many people had it. Maybe this product really isn't obscure after all, and most people have a product like this, or they can just get it at a store in person. And in a sense, I think this is where a 5-day challenge like this falls short. There's just simply not enough time. I think to get an actual profitable experience, you need to put money into it, you need to put time into it, and you need to test products out. But look, I can come up with all these excuses, but at the end of the day, I failed. I didn't complete the challenge. And I stayed true to my word, and I ended up giving away the $100 to the exact guy who offered the promotions for free. I felt like it was only right to give back to that specific guy because he lent me a hand out, so I gotta do him a favor back. But I honestly hope you enjoyed this video. I've probably spent around about 30-40 hours at this point just putting time into this video. So look, I'd appreciate if you go down below and leave a like. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. It helps my videos get seen by loads of people, and it helps me support making videos like these. And if you're also new to the channel, please do consider subscribing. It's free. You can always unsubscribe, and I'm not going to be spamming you with videos. Just look at my upload schedule.